This is Pip, a small probe with one job: fall into a black hole and keep talking all the way down. Once a second, Pip's beacon flashes back to Vega, its builder watching from safety. At first, the flashes arrive on time, then late, then very late, each redder and dimmer than the last. Pip seems to slow, hanging above the darkness. One last ember of a flash, then nothing. No crash, no wreckage. Pip's image fades, mid-fall. Nobody has flown this mission, nothing that crossed such a border ever reported back. This film is a prediction, built from physics tested everywhere we can reach. The prediction is strange though. Vega's recording is honest, yet Pip's story does not end where the image ends. Both are true. To hold both, we need three things: find the border, cross it, follow what remains. The inside comes last. Chapter 1. The Edge. Start far away.
If nothing can escape a black hole, why does anything near one survive? Shouldn't it swallow everything?
At a distance, its gravity is just gravity. If the sun was swapped tonight for a black hole of the same mass, Earth would keep exactly this orbit. Darker, much colder, not falling in. A black hole does not pull harder than anything else of its mass. It is mass crushed small. Close is what kills, leaving any world cost speed. Throw a ball up. It slows, stops, falls back. Thrown fast enough, it never returns. The break-even is the escape speed. Crush the world smaller, keeping its mass. You stand closer, where the pull is fiercer, so the cost climbs. At one radius, escape demands the fastest speed there is, the speed of light. Inside that radius, no speed works. That border is the event horizon. Picture space near the hole as a river flowing inward, faster the deeper you go. Far out, light swims upstream easily. At the horizon, the current matches light's full speed. Space is not water. The river is a picture, not a mechanism. But it is honest. The horizon is the last place where out is a race light can win.
But we have photographs of black holes. If light loses the race, what did the cameras catch?
The glow around it. Gas falling inward crowds up outside the border, white hot and shines. The dark center is an absence, paths where light came too close and lost. What no photograph can show is the crossing itself. For that, someone has to go. Choose your black hole carefully. Gravity fades with distance. It pulls your near end harder than your far end. Near a small hole, that difference shreds you long before the border. A giant is gentler at its doorstep. 4 million suns, like the one at our galaxy's center. The same one-way border, a calmer approach. Pip is going to a giant. Vega gives Pip 2 truth-tellers, a clock keeping Pip's own time, and the beacon, 1 flash each second. By that clock. Chapter 2. The Crossing. The fall begins. Vega's side is a logbook of arrivals until the seconds swell. Each new flash launches deeper in the current and climbs longer against it. Fired 1 second apart, they arrive 2 apart, then 10, then 1,000. The climb costs color. Light cannot slow down, so it pays by stretching. Every flash lands redder and weaker than the last. Play Vega's recording again, the film we started with. Pip slowing, reddening, freezing, fading mid-fall. From outside, that is the entire story. Now ride with Pip. Aboard, the clock ticks. The border arrives, and nothing marks it. No wall, no jolt. Pip falls as part of the current, and a current you belong to you cannot feel. Pip crosses at one ordinary tick of its ordinary clock, still flashing and keeps falling, whole, into the dark.
Which recording is the real one? Did Pip freeze above the border or fall straight through?
Both. The records never disagree about any event they share, only about pacing. The universe offers no referee, no master clock hangs outside it. They can never be compared again. Comparison needs a message, and the flash Pip fires at the border never finishes arriving. Vega's film ends in a fade, not because Pip stopped, but because the news did. The image was the light's story. The fall belongs to Pip. Vega mounts the record side by side. But Pip's has a problem Vega's never will. No one can ever check it again. From here, the story runs on prediction alone. Chapter 3. The Inside. Everything from here is that prediction, the same tested equations past the last checkpoint. Inside, the current outruns light everywhere. Whichever way Pip pushes, it ends up deeper in. The center is not a place below, to steer around. It waits ahead, in Pip's future, the way tomorrow waits in yours. No engine can push the moment away. Pip's remaining time has a hard ceiling, in our giant, about 1 minute by its clock. The way to have all of it is not to fight the river, but to fall with it. So Pip falls, a smooth, quiet minute. Then the depth tells. Pip's near end is pulled harder than its far end. The small hole stretch arrived at last. It grows without limit, stretched long, squeezed thin. Astronomers, who are serious people, call this spaghettification. At the center, the equations do something they do nowhere else. The numbers run away. Density without limit. Gravity without limit. Infinity. An infinity is not a description of nature. It is the theory announcing its edge. Past this point, I have nothing left to say. Finishing that sentence needs a deeper theory of gravity, one not yet built.
If no message ever comes back, how is any of this science, rather than a well-told story?
Because everything up to the border is tested. Whole stars swing around our galaxy's giant on exactly the orbits the equations draw. The photographs match, glow and silhouette as predicted, and when two of these borders spiral together, they shake space itself, ripples our detectors caught, on prediction again. Inside is the same physics, past the last test, trusted where tested, honest where not. One thing the outside still feels. Pip's weight. The border grew very slightly when Pip crossed. Nothing about Pip's gravity ever left. Nothing that falls in is ever quite gone. So, what happens if you fall into a black hole? You feel no border and notice no crossing. The universe you left watches your image slow, redden, and quietly stop. And the center waits ahead, at the edge of what physics can honestly say. Vega keeps both records mounted, the ember that never finishes arriving, the clock that never reported an ending. By its own time, Pip completed its mission. Every black hole we have photographed or heard collide keeps its inside this way. The darkness in those pictures is not an object. It is where the universe stops taking questions. We have learned to ask ours right up against the line.